All right, everybody, welcome back for some more little Squid League 30 action. We are back on round 3. I am Topic. I'm joined by Chili for another round of some more Splatoon action.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And we've got Blitz versus Feel Good Inc. And just need to comment on Feel Good Inc.'s image because perfectly referencing the Gorillaz album they're named after. That is absolute genius. So I'm already a fan of these folks, and we haven't even seen what they can do yet.
Yeah, I like the cover too. It's very good.
And I believe for we're in groups round 3, so we've got a quite nice map set list for this one with Tower Control on Mako, Rainmaker on Sturgeon. They're both very well known, and hopefully both teams have a lot of experience with that. But then Clan Blitz on Barnacle and Dime would be the game 3, so I'm kind of hoping we see a 1-1 kind of story here, and then a tiebreaker on a new kind of map mode that people are having to feel out and rely on their kind of fundamentals.
Yeah, but Barnacle and Dime is a fun map. It may look like a Tetris piece, but it's very fun. Try it. It's actually a good map.
Maybe I would say the fact it looks like a Tetris piece should serve as a bonus kind of reason to enjoy it, to be honest. That doesn't feel like a downside to me. But yeah, given I guess the community, experience with maps, it does feel like the mood for this has been really favorable. And considering that a lot of the recent patches as well was kind of referencing a lot of the community's concerns, maybe the devs are kind of factoring that into map design a little bit as well.
Maybe, but we'll get to that when that comes. Right now, we have Tower Control on Mako Mart. So, what do you think of this map, Chili?
I love it, actually. I think it's a really fair Tower Control map. I think it is one where there's massive risk of just kind of momentum spiraling against you, but it's not the easiest map to get a strong push on because you have to go through that quite long choke against the enemy's plat, the enemy's kind of high, and that's quite easy to stop the tower from that position if you're remotely kind of coordinated as a group. So it's not a map mode I see knockouts on a lot, and I think that's a healthy thing in the sense that it gives players time to adapt. So I'm a big fan personally. What about you?
Well, I have to wait for later because we're getting right into it. Not expecting
not messing about.
Oh, the paintbrush trying to cause some pain and havoc, but there is a carbon, so we can see a very, very sneaky type of playstyle from Feel Good Inc. from the carbon roller. We do see on Feel Good Inc. a very short range comp. Is designed to fight and win fights, but unfortunately the carbon does go down first.
Yeah, and Blitzwave comp having a fair bit more range in it, to be honest, when you look at the comp there with the Tensitech being the shortest range weapon. So very, very different compositions in terms of the strategy that they'll take. An attempt there by Blitzwave to go in an ink strike to protect the push, but Gecko, the ends up doing a great job of shutting that down. Carbon Deco with Tacticaler as well is a terrifying concept. So that Carbon is likely to be juiced and not afraid to go in and slap people about. So that has allowed Feel Good Inc. here to get a counter push quite quickly.
Yeah, here we go. The Carbon doing what the Carbon does, just shark on their platforms. He does get one. He doesn't have a Zuka at the ready. That's 2 down for Blitzwave. But the tower is going back, so maybe this allows Blitzwave to kind of regroup themselves. But here we go. As you see, mid control is almost entirely in the favor of Feel Good Inc. And now let's see what they do with this.
Yeah, and that part of the push that we're getting to, that's the kind of choke area. I mean, where if you get past that, you're in a really strong position, but it is a lot easier, I think, for the defensive team to position in a way that just really halts that push. Look at the tri-strike there, beautifully timed to come out to try and deny Blitzwave further push, and 3 players went down there, so that was a beautiful special initiation that allowed Feel Good Inc. to regroup and stop that push, but then they did lose 2 players themselves, so this is quite messy so far. Really balanced, lots of back and forth. I say Blitzwave are slightly edging out the engagements, but everything's to play for still.
Yeah, right now it's just a very, like I said, very, very back and forth here. Even though Blitzwave is winning, it's not a very secure push. They did manage to break the first checkpoint, but Feel Good Inc. could try to do something here. The paintbrush does get one. Oh, he tried to get the second one. He does get 2. He does get 3. That's 3 down for Blitzwave. This is the chance. If Feel Good Inc. can break past this checkpoint here, that could be a great way to sort of try to take the lead back.
Yeah, this is going to be their best chance. That was really nice play by the Paintbrush. They got heavy damage on that Carbon, and whilst they didn't finish them off, a teammate did, so that was good playing together. However, again, really struggling to get past this part of the map, which is, again, is why I love this map mode, because you have to be super coordinated, and if you're not, you will go down. And we're seeing 3 points in it right now. Everything to play for, 2.5 on the clock. This feels like a very, very balanced match.
Yeah, Phil Gooding only bleeded 69 nice points. But as we see now, Blitzwave has recovered from the push, and now they're just trying to sit in mid. But they can't really do that for that long, because the heavy able to outrange them, the pro able to outrange them. Hell, even the Paintbrush can outrange most of the outrange some of the weapons. Try to just get off some chip damage now, some chip damage out here. But right now, the Paintbrush does go down. Phil Gooding does have tower, that's not for long, as it's just a fight for mid at this point. Oh, never mind. He does get in. Unfortunately, only a 1-for-1 trade here. And now, Phil Gooding is kind of on the, or Blitzwave is on the back foot with 3 down, but the tower is still in the favor of Blitzwave.
Yeah, the Splatling did so well to end that engagement. I think they must have been 1 hit away there from going down to the Zap, but it ends up being a 4-shot kill coming around to bite them. It's going to be scary for Blitzwave if they don't start getting a bit more momentum, because the range advantage is on Phil Gooding's side. If you're in a neutral situation, Phil Gooding will generally get more and more ground and more map control. But that being said, Blitzwave doing a great job defensively. They've got the numbers advantage here, and I think the key to Blitzwave winning this match is going to be really good use of that tactical, followed by some synergistic offensive plays, because they are going to need that to come out on top against the comps that can kind of just otherwise range them out. And we've got 50 seconds on the clock, and there's a point in it, Topic.
Yeah, there is a 1 point separating these two teams. The Booyah Bomb comes out. Oh, that's a 1-for-1 trade. That's 2 down for Blitzwave. And now Phil Gooding is gonna have like 1 or 2 more chances to try to get something going here, but Blitzwave, they're using the competitive advantage of being very aggressive. They're trying to get trades. They have a lot quick respawn, get trades, be able to just say, hey, get out of my space. But the heavy does get 2, and this is a chance. Phil Gooding, oh, never mind, he got bopped in the head by the Carbon.
Yeah, that felt a really violent smack for some reason. I think it was the angle, but yeah, the Splatlink has been doing a really good job as an anchor there. Look at Phil Gooding here now. They know they have to push. This is a chance. They have 2 players down, so this is going to be a really good opportunity, but can they just hold for long enough? Only the Paintbrush left, and Blitzwave will clutch out that first game, but I imagine they were sweating there. That is a really intense back and forth game 1 that could have gone absolutely either way. So yeah, it is just about clutched out by Blitzwave, but what an engaging match all around.
Yeah, like you said, it was very back and forth. I'm sure Blitzwave is sweating their brows off now, because wow, 1 point, it was a 1-point game. Hell, for most of the match, it was a 3-point game. Phil Gooding managed to get to 76. Unfortunately, it was not quite enough, because Blitzwave's defense was able to, even though they did bend, they did not break, because they were able to win the game.
Yeah, it feels bad, man, to lose a game by 1 point, but I think they can shrug it off. Like, they had a lot of opportunities there where they were really shining as a team, and I think it will just come down to 1 or 2 engagements, these matches, if both teams continue to play like this. Rainmaker on Sturgeon Shipyard next, so very action-packed, and a map where you have 2 very different routes that you can take to kind of aggress. Do you have a preference, Topic, to which side you lean on when it comes to pushing?
Now, if you're going to go for, it's what I say, if we're going for a quick push, go the jump route. You'll be able to get the jump really, if you get a wipeout, go the jump route. You'll be able to get the checkpoint very quickly, break it, and if you manage to get past the drop bridge that comes down, that's an easy 20 points right there. However, if it's a more even game, go the right route, give your team a chance to, you know, try to get 1 or 2 kills, and then you go for a good push.
I think that's very sensible advice. If any of these teams are listening, I would heed Topic's words there as we go into this. Do you anticipate any changes composition-wise? Because I guess the only thing I'm thinking is that Blitzwave comp was very short range, and that was good in some ways in terms of good synergies with the tactical to make some very aggressive plays. But on a map like Sturgeon, I think you would probably want a little bit more range, but that just might be me talking about my comfort zones.
Yeah, I feel like Blitzwave, if they want to play short range, they have to put as much pressure on that heavy as possible. What they do bring out, my favorite weapon in the entire game, the rapid Deco. Very good weapon, very underrated. Very, with the torpedo combos, very good weapon. With the inkjet also, very aggressive. Maybe able to push out the heavy, push out the paintbrush, push out the forge. But as we see here, they do go the heavy Deco with the Kraken, so the heavy wants to play more aggressive around that Kraken.
I think this has been a very good choice on Blitzwave in terms of comp, but the paintbrush has been doing such an amazing job for their team in not just kind of clearing a path, but assisting for kills with that massive radius that the splashes create. We are seeing Feel Good in with the first chance of push. They are going to take the more kind of standard way through mid. Are they going to get it? They are not. The podium was getting shot at there, and it was a little bit too greedy a dunk, and they're going to be punished by that. So with 3 players down, only the Splatling left. They are retreating. Very sensible decision. It's going to allow all their teammates to jump back in and give Feel Good Inc. a second wind. But yeah, that was a quite strong initial showing, but Blitzwave doing a great job of shutting that down before the first podium.
Yeah, that great job by Blitzwave, just recognizing they're pushing, backing up. They let them take some space, but they managed to kill the Rainmaker before they got to, before they broke the checkpoint up. My fault. But as we see here, Feel Good Inc. does have the advantage, it being basically a 2-3 advantage for them. But now they have to try to do something here, because Blitzwave's comp is very aggressive. If they pick up the Rainmaker at the wrong time, they can't get punished for it.
Yeah, I mean, Blitzwave did really well then, that there were 2 players down, but they were managing to contest the shield in a way where Feel Good Inc. were really struggling to break it, and that has given them so much time that they've not only managed to stall, but then they've managed to get 3 down. So this is actually going to be a counter push for Blitzwave, and they've already painted the block to do quite a strong push on the left-hand side, so we could see a huge lead coming here, but not if Feel Good Inc. are going to clutch a kill like that.
Yeah, the Team Tech playing a bit of hero ball, just going for it, and he did manage to get it. And now Feel Good Inc. is on their back foot. The Zuka does come out trying to get a kill here. It does not, unfortunately. The Rapid is going to go down. That's a 4-3 advantage for Feel Good Inc. And now they have to try to get at least 1 or 2 more down before they start to get a push going.
I like the thinking of the Rainmaker holder there, and that they were poking down below, feeling there was a player, and there was. So that's 2 players down. Feel Good Inc. going to get quite a good opportunity here, and they are going to take the same route. They are going left for that podium dunk. It looks a lot safer this time, and they've broken that, which really opens up this map for them on another push. They have a Kraken ready as well on the Splatling. How did they survive that bomb? I do not know, but this is great now. The Kraken doing everything they can to create an opening to extend this lead and really force Blitzwave's players back.
Unfortunately, not a lot came from that. The Kraken somehow lived the suction bomb. We don't talk about it. It's just lag. But they do pick it up. They do get it past 30. They do get it past to 24. A bit of a suicide play there, but it did work out in Feel Good Inc.'s favor. But now Blitzwave, they have to get something going here, because Feel Good Inc. can just let them, or they can let Blitzwave push into them before having to, overreact, try to push in, play hero ball, or something like that.
A really unfortunate mistake to leave the Rainmaker unguarded, because that was a great use of squid rolls to get additional points. But Blitzwave unfazed. They have 3 players down on Feel Good Inc. side. They've got the Zuka coming out, and they're immediately pushing and immediately get the counter lead. That is not an easy thing to do on this map mode. That was, I'm not sure really what happened for Feel Good Inc. there, but Blitzwave were just so quick to move in as a synergized team with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, great job by the Rainmaker. There were 3 people around them. Managed to squid roll, just swim right through all their shots, managed to get to 20. And now, just like that, the entire dynamic of the game has changed. And now Feel Good Inc. is on the back foot here. They have to try to get something going here. But will they be able to? Who knows?
This is really hard on this map. I mean, the game is never over till it's over. The only safe push, the only safe game-winning push is a knockout. But trying to push to 19 with 45 seconds on the clock is going to be really hard, and Blitzwave have shown that they have good defensive maneuvers in their arsenal, so they have a player advantage here. It looks like they're not even just focusing on stalling, they're keeping the aggression up. They want the pop here, and this is going to really force Feel Good Inc. into making aggressive plays they probably do not want to be making. Triple Link Straight's coming out to still flood their plat, so Blitzwave are masterfully playing out the remainder of this game.
Yeah, as you can see, what color is the map? That is all blue, so they have a lot of movement options. They can just shark anywhere, and Feel Good Inc. has to respect it. But here we go, the last 10 seconds they have to hold. Unfortunately, Feel Good Inc. has to go for a hero play, rush in, try to kill it, but the Rainmakers all the way back at their spawn, and that is going to be game, and that will give Blitzwave the set win. But we do have to play game 3.
That aerial view just showing what you were saying there about how blue that map was towards the end. Feel Good Inc. had such a good push. I thought it was really smart that the Splatling stuck around, and then I thought it was a big mistake, to be honest, on Blitzwave's part to have left the Rainmaker where it was originally. But the fact that that didn't phase them remotely and they got such a strong counter push, that was really, really skillfully done. So congratulations to Feel Good Inc. because they will be coming on top of this set either way. But Blitzwave, I easily, could have won both these games. Like, these have not been blowout games no matter how it goes. So hopefully on Barnacle and Dime they can reflect on how they've just slightly been clutched out in both these games and see if they can get some points.
Yeah, Barnacle and Dime, the brand new map to Splatoon 3. Despite looking like a Tetris piece, it has a lot of cover. It has a lot of like little dips, little hills, being able to use that as cover, just like kind of sneak around basically. Despite all the community like, oh, it's like a Tetris piece, it honestly, the map, it does play really well. I feel like it's very balanced for like zones and like clan blitz as we have right here. It's a very balanced map.
Yeah, and I think those kind of that uneven ground is something that people have been requesting more of in Splatoon 3, and Barnacle and Dime certainly does give us that. So this is a really good map for people to showcase how they kind of use terrain to the advantage of their weapons. Again, I think it's a map that really benefits disjointed hitboxes that you can see from like blasters and sloshing kind of type weapons. So we'll see what people go. I actually have not seen Clan Blitz on this mode, so I don't know where the basket is placed or kind of how balanced it is. So do you have any kind of thoughts on that topic? Have you got more experience with that than me?
Believe it's by the block in front of the opponent's goal. I'm not 100% sure, maybe somewhere else, but I think that is where it is. I haven't played Clan Blitz on this map either, so we'll see how it goes. But as you see, Blitzwave with the exact same comp as they ran in the previous game because it worked, and the Dynamo roller, the big roller coming out for Feel Good Inc., trying to get something going.
Yeah, Feel Good Inc. really loving their range. Dynamo is quite an interesting choice to me on this map mode, but again, can abuse kind of the terrain structures very well. The Rapid doing a good job, showing why it was a good adaptation as a weapon to pick, immediately getting a kill. Blitzwave coming out strong again, feeling that momentum from that win, but the Dynamo denying any ground, and with 3 down, Feel Good Inc. might have the first opportunity here to set the tone of this game.
Yeah, they do pop the tag, but unfortunately Dynamo does go down. And now here we go. Feel Good Inc. has to get something here. The tri-strikes do come out for Blitzwave. And now it looks like Feel Good Inc. has to go on the back foot. They have to now with 2 down. And now the splatter shot able to push in, has a tri-strike at the Zuka at the ready, trying to get a kill here.
That splatter shot's been doing really, really well. They got very nice jump RNG to get the Dynamo there. And unfortunately, when Feel Good Inc.'s players went down, it did look like the tactical boss were gone, so they took a while to respawn. This could be an absolute tear from the Tentatech. They're repositioning slightly. I think that's sensible. Better than that to just rush in and get a trade and die. But Feel Good Inc. getting forced further and further back into their spawn, and that basket feeling more and more approachable for Blitzwave.
Yeah, as you see right here, Feel Good Inc. is basically in their pit right now. They're not able to push, and now Blitzwave is able to get a single power clam in. They do get more because of the glass, and now here we go. Feel Good Inc. has tried to get something out here, but they don't. The Dynamo does come out. He does draw somebody over, but does trade, and now Feel Good Inc. is down 3-1. It looks like Blitzwave can keep this push going.
Yeah, this has been a really good initial push from Blitzwave, and credit to Gecko, the splatter shot, because as you say there, they positioned more over the glass, but not only that, they weren't just focused on kills, they were really supporting by getting the clams to the basket, and then when they saw that they were in pressure, they turned around and got those slays as well. So Gecko, you know, not just being a kind of frontliner that's just always going for picks, managing to play the objective there as well, which is going to be crucial. So good initial push by Blitzwave, but there is 2.5 minutes on the clock. There's plenty of time for Feel Gooding to bring this back, but they're going to have to regroup, and they're going to have to try and not go down so much, because it's just allowing Blitzwave to get massive map control.
Yeah, as you see, what Blitzwave is doing is they're cornering Feel Gooding into very awkward positions. So they fight 2v1s all the time, leading for easy picks. And as you see, easy pushes. Unfortunately, Blitzwave does go 3 down, leaving just a T-Tech. And now this could be the first opportunity for Feel Gooding to try to gain map control and get to the opponent's side.
Yeah, and if I were them, I'd be a little bit careful here. Like, it would be really tempting to go and just try and throw the pity clam in, but I think they should focus on really getting a good hold on mid, because then that is going to give them so much more movement options, and when they do get a push, they can push for a lot more points. It's totally doable to push under 30 in one go if you're coordinated enough and if you've all kind of got your clams together and set up accordingly, but Blitzwave are just making that so difficult. Like, the decision making, even from the frontliners, of knowing when to kind of step back and retreat slightly, is making it really hard for Feel Gooding to get any true opportunities to push, and we're seeing that kind of time and time again, and some really nice movement coming out here from them as well.
Yeah, as you're saying, their decision making by Blitzwave, knowing what fights to take, when to take them, and where to take them, is allowing. Oh, never mind. The Dynamo just bopped the Inkshot on the head and he disappeared. But yeah, like you were saying, Blitzwave is able to basically fight 2v1s more than they fight 1v1s.
Yeah, and that is so important, because why go into a fair engagement if you can make it incredibly one-sided? Like, you know, relying on mechanical skill is good in situations where you're forced to do so, but if you're not forced to do so, get with a teammate and just bully people, because that is you know, you're gonna stay in the game that way, and that's really important. This game is not just about getting constant splats; it's about not getting splatted as well. 40 seconds on the clock. Feel Gooding have to move in now. They tried to chuck in a power clam there, but Blitzwave are just so ready for this, and again in a position where they can just force Feel Gooding to aggress when they don't want to, and that means that they're only going to get the standard clam in. Blitzwave looking like they're taking more and more control of this match as it goes on.
Yeah, as you saw, when Feel Gooding was pushing, they managed to keep Blitzwave's like pit where the goal is. They managed to keep it in their color. However, Blitzwave was able to put out so much pressure that they weren't able to get anything off of that. As you see right here, 3, 2, 1, no power clams, and that's going to be game. Blitzwave with a 3-0 win over Feel Gooding.
An extremely impressive showing by Blitzwave there, and a very well-deserved win. I think the 3-0 doesn't quite tell the story of how good Feel Gooding did in those first 2 games in particular. I think maybe they were feeling a little bit defeated by the end of that game 3, but Feel Gooding really having some really impressive pushes themselves in the first 2 games in particular. And again, another VOD for them to look back on and really take some learning from, because it was 1 or 2 mistakes really that allowed Blitzwave to get where they got to. But Blitzwave, you know, not trying to discredit them in any way, because they took advantage of those mistakes that Feel Gooding made, and not every team will do that. So really good awareness from Blitzwave to know where their opportunities were, and then to really go all in and make the most of them, and they did a fantastic job of doing so.
Yeah, like you said, capitalizing on an opponent's mistakes. As you said, like you just said, being able to capitalize on your opponent's mistakes, knowing, hey, they're out of position, hey, they use a special, hey, they're just not paying attention to the basket, they're not paying attention to the objective. It allowed them to get better pushes than what they were able to get better pushes, which allowed them to just, you know, get map control, get whatever they need for objective, and push forward.
Yeah, absolutely. They did a really good job. Really exciting match, and Feel Gooding, I would not be disheartened, because you had a really good showing, and there's a lot you can take away from a set like this as well. I do believe we're going to be taking another break, and then we're going to be coming back one more time as a commentary duo. before handing over, so we get one more exciting group stage brawl to spectate. So we'll see you soon, folks.
Bye.